Hello, I am Randy Kleiner, the founder and CEO of SeriesFest. Welcome to the Q&A for Slice, which is featured in the independent pilot competition for SeriesFest Season 6. And I'm very excited to welcome creator, director, producer, actor, all-around badass, Adam Ray. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. What's up?
So just a little bit for the audience. Adam Ray was actually our first comedian that opened SeriesFest Season 1 at Red Rocks Amphitheater. He did a skit
Wow. Yeah.
that was
That was,
years
I'm
ago.
surprised. Yeah, that was years ago. That was, that
2015.
could have been a defining moment. That could have been a career ender based on the response from the audience. But, I couldn't turn down an opportunity to perform at Red Rocks. That's an iconic venue. But, it's one of those things as a comedian, you go, I will, if a Panera Bread asked me to perform, which they haven't yet, guys, again, free sponsorship coming your way. But Red Rocks was outdoors and to be a part of this festival's inaugural, you know, um, uh, weekend was something I couldn't pass up. But that was great, and here we are now. Boy, time flies.
And we're so happy to have you back this time as a creator with a pilot in competition. That's very, very exciting for us. So thank
Yeah,
you
very cool.
for advice to us,
Thanks for
and
having me.
we're just I'm excited for everyone to get a chance to see it. But let's start at the top here. How did you come up with the
Yeah.
concept?
Yeah, let's just jump right in. Let's not waste any time. The water's fine. So look, I've been wanting to do something where I played multiple characters since I saw The Nutty Professor with Eddie Murphy. It's really something I've always enjoyed. I think more so. It's why I think I do so many act outs in my stand up is I just like to play other people and finally getting an opportunity to where I could have somebody that was a talented makeup artist completely transform me to where I was unrecognizable in a few of the other parts, but was something I was just geeking out over. And then it was just about creating a world for them to exist in and stories that kind of felt, you know, of the time. But yeah, I've just always enjoyed kind of getting lost behind, I guess, a mask or a hat. My mom used to tell me I used to go crazy in preschool when they had like this trunk of like clothes and hats and just like make believe stuff. I don't know where they got it, quite honestly. I'd always come home itching a lot. So I was like, you sure you guys didn't just like pull this out from the woods? And it was some hobo's fucking blanket. And like now I'm pretending to, by the way, can you curse on this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. Some fucking blanket. And so, yeah, that was just always something I really was drawn to. And it was a dream come true to get to do it with, people that I've looked up to comedically for a while. And Tom Lennon and Joel McHale and David Koechner and Ron Funches and Carly Craig's amazing in it. Columbo's great. My mom makes a little cameo. But yeah, it's basically just a show that highlights, the ups and downs of Los Angeles. There's so many being here almost, I guess, fuck, I'm so sorry about all those things. That's my mom being like, have you started yet? Are you hungry? Mom, I don't live in the same state as you. But she's great in this. She's very excited to watch it, by the way. Again, I think she's probably watched it 500 times and she's like, I still have notes. I'm like, it's already in the festival. Um, but, uh, but yeah, like getting to show just a few of the many stories that are happening constantly in Los Angeles. I've been here almost 20 years and it's just amazing. Every day especially from being a comic, the people I meet before and after shows and traveling all the time and in the, working at a theme park in LA and a casting office, I've just met so many people from all walks of life and everybody's got a story and everyone's trying to write a happy ending to it. And I think it's made me even more, I think, um I've always been obviously just accepting and welcoming of everybody. And I think that's one of the great things about stand up is you the more interested you get in people, the more just savvy you get in seeing how many different walks to life we have and how beautiful it is. And everyone's got flaws and I've got a ton. And except today having a great fucking hair day. But most days I'm a piece of shit. And so I think we can all relate to seeing people trying to do their best and trying to make good on the deck they've been dealt. And yeah, just getting to play again with the people that I mentioned that I got to be a part of this was a dream come true. We improvised a good amount. I scripted it out so that we could have a good base to go off of because after a while, I've written so many things, but not only my stand-up, you take a lot of pride in that, and you're like, all right, I should be able to come up with something. I feel like it's lazy to just kind of jump in, and I've been a part of productions. I won't mention any friends. Abel Arias, my friend from Universal, who would always hit me up and be like, "Do you want to be in this?" And I was like, "Yeah, where's the script? Like, what is it?" He's like, "Oh, we'll just riff it on the day." And I'm like, no, that's not happening. It's why you still work there. But no, he moved on. He's a great guy. He's actually in a lot of commercials. Shout out to Abel. But you gotta get a solid foundation to go off of. And I think, they always say write what you know, and the best comedy comes from real life. You have to live a life worth writing about in stand up. I think that also is true, obviously, in film and TV. The more you are connected to what you're talking about, the better it's going to come through for the audience, and the more they're going to be able to relate to it. So I wanted all these characters to have something that I was able to bring through them, and but also have it just be silly. At the end of the day, you just want it to be funny. So hopefully it's that. And if not, then it's back to Wolverine at Universal Studios, and you guys will have that on your conscience knowing you did that to me.
And by the way, I'm now only ever going to moderate Q&As with you because you answered like 5 of my questions when I only actually
Oh
asked.
yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's great. I'm
Oh,
like,
sorry.
oh, you're hitting all the good points of it. It's perfect.
Okay, good. Yeah, you said we only had 10 minutes, so I figured I might as well just get it all in.
I love it. Well, you mentioned your incredible cast. I mean, you had a great group of people around you.
Yeah.
How did you convince them to join you on this crazy pilot journey?
A lot of sexual favors and a lot of Quiznos coupons. No, uh, a lot of just being out here again for almost 20 years. It's like, especially in stand up, cultivate a lot of really cool relationships, and all these people you've looked up to end up becoming your peers and friends in some cases. Joel McHale was that way. Tom Lennon, I did first movie I got to star in called The Bellman, which is out on Amazon right now. You can still go watch it. It'll make my mom happy. It's the first movie I got to star in, and Tom Lennon plays the bad guy in it. And so we met and just hit it off. And I think for any production, if you come in, you're prepared, you want to have fun, you're not a piece of shit, you're generous, you're like selfless in scenes, and wanting people to wanting just everything to be as good for the whole product, and not be worried about who has the funniest line in a scene. And I feel like I found a group that was like that, where it was, Ron Funch is the same way. And Ron, I've known from stand up since we both pretty much started. And he's just one of the funniest people to ever walk the earth, and was a perfect guy to have kind of be the opposite, psychic medium that was kind of competing with Elaine, the old gal that I played. And David Koechner is just, I think, one of the best, funniest people to ever do it, and his timing is unreal. And that was one where it was just like, he's got a few hours on this day, and we came in and we just, man, he was just so dialed in and being like, right, so what is, like, give me the scene, like, because that one was a lot more off the cuff, and had a smaller kind of set of circumstances. But we had a few things laid out, scripted out, and then we just kind of decided it was gonna be more fun to kind of riff on things, and we found a lot in that, and some of the best stuff I think was from that. But yeah, I think again, it's just one of those things where I try to be active in keeping in touch with people, and Tom Lennon and I, have gotten drinks here and there since the movie, and text every now and then. But it's one of those things you always try to keep tabs on people and just check in here and there, and then reached out to them. And I try to be real specific when I'm asking for favors like that, which, that's another tricky thing just in this business, of finding this balance of being proactive and not being a nuisance, and knowing that if you've build up these cool relationships and people dig you, and and they have seen enough of you do your thing and be in your element to where they know that you're not full of shit or going to be wasting their time, then, and I think it's all about intent too. Like, I try to be real specific in laying out, like, hey, this day, this amount of time, it'd be this, here's the thing we could do, or we could do this, make it even easier. And that made it easy, because I know that, time is money. But like, shit, Henry Winkler used to tell me, when he was kind of serving as somewhat of a mentor for me, because Max's son was in my fraternity, and got to know them. And so Henry was like, call me anytime you have advice about the business. Henry, by the way, sweetest guy ever. When we met, he was bringing me Max's laundry to the fraternity. He was like, you're not going to shit on these clothes, are you? I was like, what? He's like, I'm in a fraternity. Don't you guys like shit on stuff? I'm like, Henry, you have my word, I will not be pooping on your son's pants. And he's like, that'd be great. And then I saw him like a month later, and he was like, you didn't shit on his clothes. I'm like, I'm a man of my word, Henry. And so he would always allow me to call him up and and give him ask questions. And he was like, you're not uh, you have to be. I started to kind of ramble like I am now on the phone about what I wanted to ask him, and he was like, "Adam Ray, get to the point. What is it?" And just really kind of made me cut the fat and condense things. And I go, "Oh shit, people that work a lot and that like you just gotta, reel it in and kind of lay it out for what it is that you want from them." And I think the more vague you are, the less of a response you're going to get in anything. So that's been a good lesson to learn as I've gone through this journey. But yeah, great cast, all super funny. And it's like what Seinfeld did. You want to surround yourself with people that are hilarious and make you look good. So, and selfishly, I just wanted to improv with all of them, so.
Very good advice, but I mean, and kudos to you, because obviously they're all talented and they're all talented individuals, but to come together in such a tight time and have that kind of connectivity and that kind of, be able to collaborate so quickly, that's not easy. That's, that really takes you making it the safe space, you having the specific ask, all those things you said. And the chemistry was just so, in every scene with every single person you worked with, the chemistry was so tight. And with a pilot, that's hard
Cool.
to do in general. Plus you were improvising, plus it's new, like all of it. And I was really impressed.
Yeah.
Really impressed.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was real run and gun. I mean, that cast was great. It's also because we couldn't get Jason Statham, Rachel Ray, Oprah, and Denzel. But you have to settle at some point, and so I go, all right, we're bringing the B Squad. But
What?
it was,
I mean,
yeah,
Oprah.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you get Oprah, you really just want her for the soups. She's got that crazy soup line. Which, by the way, fucking, Campbell's must be so pissed. They're like, you got everything, Oprah. Can you just fucking give us one area of the world? It's like, nope.
Nope.
That being said, I'm sure she's a sweet gal. But yeah, you mentioned like all the things that were going on, and it's like that was one thing I wasn't really prepared for. I was going to hire somebody to kind of produce it and do all that, and then I realized it'd be cheaper if I did it. And it was also, I get very particular with, in stand-up, you get so used to and conditioned to writing all your shit and having it just be, you're in control of all of what you're doing. And I wanted to kind of have that with this as well. But then I was like, it's going to be difficult if I'm on set trying to worry about certain things and the timing of things and when people are showing up and then have to jump right in and do a take and whatever. But like, it actually worked out like, great. And it was fun. And it was it was an adrenaline rush and made me raise my game. And I was, I think, better because of it, because I had to spin a bunch of plates at once. And when cameras were on, I had to fucking dial in. So I would do that again for sure. Also, you see guys like Ben Stiller do it on such a high level, and I want like that type of a situation at some point. Sandler too, so had to get a dose of it now at this point.
All right. Well, we're actually on our final question, and I wanted to ask you,
Right.
you directed, and was this the first time you directed?
Yeah, this was. I mean, so it was my friend Dave Cadeglia who's directed a shit ton of stuff, and a bunch of my shorts from back in the day and a few other little pilots we did, was kind of on there. Watching him do a lot of stuff was a real treat for me over the years. And he was there kind of, starting off as kind of co-directing. And then he was just kind of like, man, this is your shit. You got the vision for it. He's like, I will chime in when it seems appropriate for something to kind of help guide you in a way that you might not be as aware of. And so that was really helpful. But so, I mean, as far as like something to this magnitude, yeah, first thing and first time. And it was awesome. I mean, I think, being an actor on the other side helps a lot as far as knowing what I want. And I just feel like that to me is key. I feel like if you know what you want and then just have a healthy way to ask it of the actors. And, again, like keeping in mind that Henry Winkler thing of like keeping it tight and not like rambling so that people were like, so does he want me to cry or take my dick out? Like, I don't know what that direction was. So I try to be real, just obvious with what it is, but also like, you just want to give people that are that talented, you don't want to tell them what to do or how to say something. It's just like giving them enough of what to play with. And then they were asking questions and it was like, I had the answer. So it was easy. It was pretty cut and dry and nothing was too cerebral to, in comedy too, you want to kind of keep it simple, and make sure the stakes are you know, somewhat high, so that you can get, so that the hilariousness will hopefully matter to people watching, because they're buying into what's happening emotionally. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I'm
Okay.
just really impressed by you doing all, serving as all the different roles from producer to director. Obviously, you're the main actor. And then not only are you just an actor in this, you have multiple roles that you've created and are doing. And I think it's just an incredible accomplishment. And we're so
Well,
thrilled
thanks, Rand.
in Series Fest. And thank you. Thank you for spending the time with me today. And we look forward to
Anytime. Good to
party
see you.
during Series Fest.
Hell yeah. I know. Is there going to be a big party over Zoom? How's that going to work?
Yeah, hopefully over some other cool stuff. We got some cool stuff in the works.
Fuck yeah. Well, I'm already starting. Woohoo. It's not coffee, it's rum. Damn it. You can see that it says Starbucks. All right.
Thank you so much, Adam. Have a good rest of your
Bye,
day.
Rand.
Talk soon.
Love you. Thank you.